you've already won. Yes, luck is on your side. The money, the love, the opportunity that once felt impossible, it already has your name on it. There's just one catch. You need to do one thing. Just one. It's not about buying anything. It's not some chain letter superstition from Facebook. It's something almost no one does. But the few who discovered it flipped the script. Ordinary people who now live lives that feel straight out of a Hollywood movie. And it all started with one invisible action, a quiet ritual that triggers the frequency of luck. Sounds crazy, right? But stop and think. Why do some people seem to get everything so easily while others stumble endlessly, even when they try their hardest? No, it's not bad luck, and it's definitely not coincidence. What you're about to see is something nobody ever told you because it was never in their interest to tell. There's a hidden layer of reality you ignore every day, even though you feel it's there. You call it intuition, or a weird vibe in the air, or just a good day. But it has a name, it has structure, and it can be activated whenever you want. Right now, you're about to learn how to access that hidden layer, and more importantly, how to use it to attract exactly what you want. No waiting for luck, no depending on a time or other people, but first, you need to understand why we spend our whole lives waiting for something magical to happen, when in truth, what's missing is alignment. Because winning the lottery isn't about numbers. It's about frequency. And you've been out of tune, not your fault. It's what you were taught since childhood. Type it right now in the comments. My frequency is on. Saying it is more than just words. It's an energetic command. And those who don't declare it stay locked in the same cycle, choose to step out of it now. From the time we were kids, we were told that luck is like lightning. It strikes wherever it wants. Whoever happens to be standing in the right place at the right time. And if it didn't strike you, too bad. Move on. You've probably heard phrases like, he's just lucky, or some people are born with it, others aren't. The message is clear. Either you were born with luck or you weren't. But what if I told you that's one of the biggest lies you've ever accepted? Not because people wanted to sabotage you, but because they believed it too. The truth is, most of us were raised to operate on the bad luck setting. From early on, we learned to vibrate in fear, in comparison, in scarcity. And that very pattern blocks you from tuning into luck. Meanwhile, you see others rising, winning, landing impossible opportunities. But you look at it from the outside as if the game was rigged, and it is, but not the way you think. Luck isn't random. It's like a radio station. It's broadcasting all the time. But only those tuned to the right frequency hear the music. Everyone else? Just static. And here's the kicker. You've tapped into that frequency before. That day when everything flowed, when people reached out to you, when money showed up with no logical explanation. That wasn't chance. That was alignment. But because no one ever taught you how to stay tuned, you fell out and went back to the cycle they told you was normal. But it's not. Living stuck in endless effort with little return, wanting so much but receiving so little, that's not natural. It's just the effect of being disconnected from the right frequency. And now that you know this, the only question that matters is, will you stay in the static, or will you learn to tune in again? First turning point, The secret of luck. Picture this. You hold a key that can open any door: money, love, health, recognition. But every time you try to turn it, your other hand is pushing the same door shut, keeping it locked shut. That's the most common and most destructive energetic contradiction there is. You want prosperity, but you vibrate scarcity. You long for true love, but carry the baggage of past heartbreaks. You dream of recognition, but you're terrified of being seen. And when things don't happen, you shrug and say, "Guess it wasn't meant to be." It wasn't luck, but it was. Because luck doesn't respond to logic, it responds to frequency, and frequency doesn't listen to what you say. It listens to what you feel. It listens to what you think when no one's around. It listens to what you truly believe about yourself, even in silence. Here's the simple, brutal truth. Luck is not chance. Luck is alignment. It's like a radio signal broadcasting 24/7. It doesn't vanish. It doesn't glitch. It just doesn't reach the ones who aren't tuned in. And here comes the cruelest part. You could be doing everything right and still be stuck in the wrong frequency. Because luck isn't triggered by action. It's triggered by inner coherence. It's when your desire, your emotion, and your energy all point in the same direction. But most people live in what I call energetic self-sabotage mode, saying they want more money, but resenting those who have it, asking for light, effortless love, but feeding suspicion and control, begging for opportunity, but fearing the spotlight. It's like trying to catch a soothing song on a radio full of static. The channel is there, playing clear, but all you hear is noise. And that noise? It has a name: the unspoken envy of those around you, the heavy energy you absorb without realizing, the negative words you brush off as just jokes, the beliefs you inherited from family, your neighborhood, your past. All of that weighs you down. All of that scrambles your field, and luck doesn't land on a dirty field. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to walk with an invisible magnet? Everything flows. They think of something, and it shows up. Opportunities fall into their laps. Good people gravitate toward them. It feels like magic, but it's not. It's a clean frequency, an open channel. And you've had moments like that too. Days when everything lined up, when it felt like the universe itself was rooting for you. That wasn't temporary good fortune. It was temporary alignment. The problem is, you didn't know how to stay aligned. And without realizing, you slipped back into the old pattern, like a radio station fading out because you drove into the wrong tunnel. And now comes the most important revelation so far. Luck doesn't return because you want it. It only returns when you remove what's been pushing it away. This has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with your energy field, proven by quantum physics and echoed by the world's oldest spiritual traditions. As long as those blocks remain active, no affirmation, no vision board, no ritual will work in the wrong field. That's why the first step isn't to act, it's to clear the thoughts, the emotions, the beliefs, the words. And that's what you're about to learn today. Luck is already around you. It never left. It just needs you to stop sabotaging it with what you keep repeating, feeling, and pretending not to notice. Second turning point: the possibility of reactivation. If what you've heard so far stirred a bit of discomfort, it's because something deep inside of you recognized it as truth. And that is the best news you could possibly get. Because if you feel out of tune with the frequency, it's only because your soul still remembers what it felt like to be in it. Your luck isn't dead. It's only dormant, like a song that stopped playing, but whose melody still echoes inside you. And here comes the most powerful truth of all. The frequency of luck can be reactivated. You don't need to be born again. You don't need to change your name, move to another country, or switch careers. You don't need anyone's permission. What you need is alignment, energy synced with intention. It's like reconnecting a wire that was cut by heartbreak, trauma, or inherited patterns you never even chose. And when that wire starts conducting again, things that felt impossible begin to happen almost effortlessly. Money you weren't expecting shows up. People who once seemed out of reach come closer. Doors that were locked for years suddenly swing open. And this isn't luck in the way most people think. This is reclaiming personal power. You weren't born just to try. You were born to access. But throughout life, you were pulled away from your original frequency. They taught you to doubt, to second-guess yourself, to feel guilty for wanting more. They told you wanting too much was selfish, that aiming higher was dangerous, that prosperity was reserved for the few. But do you know who told you that? The people who had already given up. And now you face the decision that changes everything. Either you keep repeating the patterns inherited from those who never activated anything, or you become the first in your line to break the cycle. Because the frequency of luck isn't just about making money. It's about coming back into flow, living with lightness, with confidence, with direction. You're not alone. God, the universe, whatever you choose to call it, is always broadcasting signals. But you have to tune in, and this isn't blind faith. It's a forgotten intelligence, a spiritual memory waiting to be reawakened. And when you awaken it, everything changes. Your field begins to repel what doesn't belong. Your intuition sharpens. Time itself seems to work in your favor. You attract without effort, because you become the frequency. The question now isn't whether this works. The question is, are you ready to live tuned in? Because the next step is tangible. It's physical. It's a ritual with natural elements that unlock your field and reconnect you to your original frequency. But here's the warning. Don't rush through it. Don't test it half-heartedly. Energy doesn't respond to doubt. It responds to presence. If your mind is already thinking, let's see if this works, stop right here. But if something inside you felt the genuine call, then keep going. Because what comes next is one of the oldest, most powerful rituals of energetic reconnection. And the activation begins with 3 sacred ingredients. The 3 ingredients. Before any ritual, you must understand, there is no activation without the physical. The body is the temple, and everything spiritual anchors into matter. That's why, to reconnect your frequency to luck, you'll need 3 natural elements. Simple? Maybe. But together, they form an ancient energetic code, a triangle of force that cleanses, ignites, and attracts. And if even one is missing, the cycle breaks. The first is coarse salt. It is the guardian of cleansing. Salt is timeless. From biblical times to native traditions, from African to Eastern cultures, It has always been used to break negative fields. When salt enters, the heaviness leaves. Envy, looping thoughts, sticky energies from others you didn't even realize you were carrying. It is the silence before the song, the empty space before manifestation. Now, the second ingredient, black pepper. Rarely mentioned in rituals, but it is pure momentum. It breaks inertia. Where there is stagnation, it sparks movement. It's like it whispers to your field, wake up. It activates drive, desire, magnetism. Used for courage, personal power, inner fire. Without it, you may attract things, but you won't be able to sustain them. And finally, the third element, cinnamon. Ground. Cinnamon is sweetness that attracts. It carries the frequency of love, money, and the joy of living. Its aroma alone begins to reconfigure your field. Why? Because the body recognizes cinnamon as a signal of abundance. It was once currency. It was a symbol of wealth. And today, it still anchors prosperity into your space. But pay attention. Don't try to use only cinnamon, thinking you can skip steps. Without cleansing, attraction doesn't work. It's like painting over a moldy wall. Pretty on the outside, rotting underneath. And without ignition, luck might show up, but pass you by. You need all three, salt, pepper, cinnamon, in that order, like a passcode unlocking the frequency that was blocked. Now picture the three together, salt dissolving the weight that keeps you stuck, pepper charging your energy, breaking invisible barriers, and cinnamon opening doors with grace, calling in what already belongs to you. Can you smell it? Feel the texture? Imagine that mixture touching your skin, clearing your field, warming your luck. Then you're ready, because the ritual begins with presence, not with rushing. But before I show you the step-by-step, type in the comments, I accept the complete cycle. This is more than a comment. It's a declaration to the universe. Those who ignore it interrupt the cycle. Those who write it seal their choice energetically. And now that the ingredients are revealed, the ritual begins. Step by step, the ritual. Choose a quiet moment, preferably at night, when the mind slows down and the outside world stops interfering. Gather your three ingredients, coarse salt, black pepper, and ground cinnamon. You'll also need a glass bowl, a wooden spoon, and warm water, never too hot. Now, take a deep breath 3 times, and as you exhale, release the rush. This ritual isn't a checklist, it's an energetic contract. Add 2 spoonfuls of coarse salt into the water. Stir slowly, clockwise. Listen to the sound. Feel the texture. As you stir, whisper softly, everything heavy dissolves, everything dense leaves. Then add a pinch of black pepper. It will create tiny black points in the water. Watch closely. This is the energy of movement entering. Say out loud, my strength awakens, my action aligns. Finally, sprinkle the cinnamon on top of the water. Don't stir yet. Let it float. Close your eyes and imagine money flowing in with ease, love that feels light and effortless, opportunities moving toward you. Then declare, I am fertile ground. Everything meant for me finds me. Now, with the wooden spoon, stir everything slowly. As you do, see your new frequency, cleansed, activated, magnetic. Use this water as a rinse, from your shoulders down. As it flows, picture every block washing away and luck attaching to your body like a golden light wrapping around you. And remember, do it with intention. That's what activates what the ingredients alone cannot. The final seal. Now that the ritual is complete, there's one essential step: sealing the field. It's not enough to activate, you must also protect, because activated luck attracts light. But it can also draw unwanted attention. It's like a newly remodeled house. Beautiful, but vulnerable if the doors are left unlocked. So now you'll create the final seal. After the rinse, put on light-colored clothing. The style doesn't matter. What matters is the vibration. Close your eyes, and with a firm voice, as if signing an invisible contract, say, "I declare to the universe, my frequency is active, protected, and aligned with all that is mine by right. Nothing that doesn't belong to me remains, and everything that strengthens me stays and flourishes." Visualize a golden lock of light forming around your body. It doesn't trap, it protects. It's your shield, keeping what you've activated safe from negative conversations, heavy environments, or inner doubt. From here on, your words are seeds. No more phrases like, "Nothing ever works out for me." That's sabotage disguised as venting. Stay in frequency, with your actions, with your posture, with your thoughts, because you didn't just do a ritual. You gave the universe an energetic command, and it heard you. If you made it this far, something in you has already shifted. And even if you don't notice right away, the field has been stirred. The energy is reorganizing. Don't ignore the small signs in the coming days. Unusual coincidences. People reappearing. Opportunities that seem to show up out of nowhere. None of it will be random. It will be confirmation. But remember, the ritual is a portal. The path is yours to choose. Lighting a candle means nothing if you go back to the same old thoughts. Your mind is now your ally. Use it to keep the channel open. And remember, luck is not an event. It is a continuous frequency. Type in the comments right now, "My new luck has already begun." This isn't just engagement. It's symbolic. It's you recording energetically that you're in, that you've accepted, that you've activated. And if you want to go further, if you want to know how to protect this frequency every single day, even against subtle energy drains and people who pull you down, don't miss the next video. There, I'll show you how to build an invisible protection field that repels sabotage and amplifies everything that fuels you. Until then, remember, you are not a victim of chance. You are the channel of frequency.